Story 1. Her name is Rorschach as she is black, contorts into odd shapes, and like ink blots, people see in her what they are predisposed to see. She typically goes by Rory. Story 2. Our Chihuahua we had about 30 years ago. Registered name. I see. Only dad called him that. Mom called him Picky. Sister called him Pig. I called him Pigbert. Story 3. My dog's name is Biscuit. The kids are young and have trouble pronouncing that, so they started calling him Bix. Eventually, this morphed into something like Bisque. Then I thought it would be funny to start calling him Lobster. Story 4. Whiskey has slowly evolved into the professor. He has the uncanny ability to identify any substance, chemistry, compound, really anything you can put in front of him as long as it's brown. Story 5. His name is Orca. I call him literally whatever amuses me in the moment. Common options include cat, Kit Kat, round eyes, fuzzy balls, pretty boy, and fancy lad. His brother is called Oreo and is much larger and more solidly built. He also goes by a plethora of nicknames: cat, handsome lad, long boy, small, dark and handsome, and Longshanks. More nicknames are added on a daily basis. Story 6. Oliver. Poliver, Polly, Policino, little thumb in Italian. Olivia, Ali Polly, Polly Molly, Chichi, Puffalino, Oliviero, Sir Oliver, Pollo, chicken in Italian. Story 7. She was Gaia as a puppy, but that quickly became Molly after I got to know her. Baby girl or Molly baby is what I say 90% of the time. I also have a dog I call Buddy, but his full name is Turd Ferguson. Story 8. His name was Jordan, and since my language allows for multiple ways to say it, I did so, plus I made it shorter or cuter and stuff. I also called him friend, buddy, brother, bro, and doggy. Story 9. My best friend, who passed away years ago, was a miniature red dapple dachshund. His name was Sir Frankfurt of Cocktail Court, also known as Frankie or Frank. He was a hoot. Later today, another furry baby is joining our family. He's a Virginia possum. One of my top favorite movies of all time is The Iron Giant. He's being named Hogarth after the boy in the movie, but we're calling him Hoagie. Story 10. Had 3 main pets in my life, unfortunately none now, but they were named and nicknamed as follows. Puma Cat, Puma, Pum, Crazy Bitch, Girl, only female pet. Sasquatch, Spotch, Boss, Sausage, Big Dog, he was a small dog. Duke, Dukes, Moose Moose, no clue why. Damn it, Duck, little guy, he was not a small dog. Story 11. Her real name is Astrid, but being a husky, she's a little troublemaker. Now I can't call her that in public, so my mom said to call her Poop Poop, and that's what she listens to now, Poop Poop. Story 12. The shelter named her Belize. I named her Pirate Queen Snuggles von Bleppington, Snugs for short. The shelter named him Highlander. I named him First Mate Sasquatch Jones, Jonesy for short. Story 13. Her name is Sage. I call her Little Miss Say because she always has a reply to anything you say. Story 14. My rabbit is called Pansy, but I usually call her Pans, Fatto, Fat but Baby, or Fatto von Fattington. She's not even fat, though. She just has a big butt. Story 15. Had a Chihuahua growing up. Cho name, El Mexicano Georgio. First name, George. Nickname, Fatty, Fatso, Keg. He ended up being a literal keg on legs. Story 16. Her name is Daisy, and over the last 7 years she's been called Stinky, Chunky, Doodly Doo, Babe, Brat, Lady, Old Lady, Puppy Dog, and my personal favorite, Chonky Monkey. For context, she's a 6-year-old, almost 7, Chocolate who is a stocky lady who often gets mistaken for a boy. Story 17. Lucky. Nickname is Lucky Lou. Me, yes, I know, his name is Mimi. Jack, many names like Billy, Happy, his shelter name. Too many for him to write. Scout, Skippy. Story 18. You little troublemaker. What now? Here we go again, little rascal, tiny troublemaker. Story 19. Snowballs is his given name. but he goes by Snowbee1 Kenobi, Snowbee, Snow, Snowberta, Snobberella, Snoblerone like Toblerone, Bobby, Bobby, and Baby Boy. He's an albino Chihuahua papillon with googly blue-red eyes and a tongue that always hangs out. Story 20, Barry is his name, but he also goes by Barry Boy, Bussenberg, Husenhauser, Barry Allen, and The Flash. For Bella, she gets Bella Girl, Smelly Belly, the Stink Mister, Stinky, and Stinty. Story 21. It had a name when we got it, Shelter Rescue, previous owner died, but we never used it, and I can't even remember it right now. Since she moved in with us, she has simply been called the cat. Story 22. One is Chili, short for chili pepper, for the markings on her back that look like chili pepper powder. She's a Jack Russell Terrier mix. And the other is named Tanya, after a dog my father had when he was a lad. She's a purebred German Shepherd. Story 23. My pet's name is Bella, but I often call her Bells or Belly for short. It's just a little nickname that feels more affectionate and playful, capturing her vibrant personality. Story 24. Slim Shady the bear dye has evolved into Slimothy, Slim, Slimland, Slim Jim, and Bitchy. My cat Dusty has also turned into Dingleberry, Dust, Dust Bunny, and also Bitchy. Story 25. Our cat's name was Taylor, that evolved into the Tails Master or sometimes Tails. The irony came much after this evolution in his name when he scooted out the door just as my sister slammed it shut, cutting off most of his tail. Story 26. Miss Piggy, also known as Piggy Mama, she's our oldest cat. Gemini, also known as Jemmy or Hemini Bemini, second oldest and Smudge's mom. Smudge, also known as Smudgy Wudgy or Smudgy Boy. And my parrot Bobby, also known as Bobby Girl or Shit Bird. Story 27. Her original name was May, like the month, but due to her black and white color and cuteness, we took to calling her May May like a panda bear. She's also known as Pubby, Poochie Pupper, Pupperino, and Gorge, the stinky one. Story 28. Our cat. I named her Louise, then very quickly she became Weasel, which became Weens, Wanies, Beans, Minky, Eunice, and lately Denise, inspired by Saturday Night Live. She's 11, so there's been a lot of time for these names to appear. Story 29. Cat named Lucky because of how he became ours or us his, depending on who is telling the story, but now I call him Hairy Bastard or Ungrateful Bastard. He doesn't seem to mind. Story 30. My black and white bunny is Spots. And then one time I went to pet him and wanted to say, "Hi, Pookies," and ended up referring to him as Bookses. There is no rhyme or reason as to why, but I can't not call him that when I approach him. Story 31. Our childhood dog, Peanut, Peanuts, Peen, Peen, Schmeenit, Anksu Namut, Mimi, Meep, which eventually just became a sound we would make, Meep. Story 32. Raj Dunkaboo is Dunky, Bubby, or Best Boy. Silly Sue is the Queen or Grumpy Butt. Rupert Frederick is Rupees or Puppert. Moira Jane is Bitty Bits, Bits, or Long Potato. Story 33. Ray after Ray Liotta Goodfella. Sister. Schwester or Sister Peester. Dolly. Dottie or Mama. She had babies. Red Dog. Senior Buddy. Acts like an old drunk Mexican according to my grandfather. Buddy was his name before, so he understands. Pearl. Pearly. Gwen or Perlinda. Jet. Jet ski or jetting. Otis. Podies. Odie or Otis Driftwood. Mr. Bill. William, Willie, William Joanna, or Joan of Arc. Boo. Son or Big Beautiful Baby. Bear. Benny. Jet and Bear have passed on, but I felt as if they needed to be included regardless. Story 34. Ruth, but I call her anything potato related because she's a pug chihuahua mix, and she's, well, potato-shaped. Some of the names include potato, potato salad, potato wedge, and spud. Story 35. My cat's name is Saloon, but we call her Meow Meow, which started as us mocking her when she would angrily meow even though she had just eaten. Now it's just cute, and everyone calls her Meow Meow or Miss Meow Meow. My family dog is Zeus, but we started calling him Zeusy Goosey, and then that morphed into Mr. Goose. Story 36. Cat's name is Rookie. I call him by his name, along with Smelly Boy, Fat Boy, and Stinky. Dog's name was Leonard. I called him by his name, Lenny, and mostly Yen Yen. I now call him a pile of ash for reasons that might not need explaining. Story 37. Our albino ball python is Nadine, but we usually call her Nana or Poor Nana, like the dog in Peter Pan. Also, sometimes when just her head is peeking out, it's beautiful macadamia nut. Story 38. We have a dog named Luna, but we call her Moo. Started as Luna Bug, then somehow became Luna Moo, and now it's just Moo. She doesn't answer to Luna anymore, probably because we broke her spirit. Story 39. My cat's name is Kiera, but we call her Little Kitty, Little Bit, Squeaky, Puka, Stinky, and my favorite Little Monkey Butt. Our dog is Charlie, but we call him Bubs, Buddy, Mr. Smelly Pants, Booba, and Lord of the Stink. Story 40. Her name is Lily. When we got her, her name was Azalea, and I hated it, so I changed it to Lily. She grew so attached to me because when she was a kitten, she was a recluse and constantly trying to get away because it was a big family with 2 prior cats. Well, I pushed and pushed for that cat to like me, and it worked so well that now if I go to my bedroom, she has to be there. If I go down the stairs, she is directly beside me or between my feet. Sitting at the kitchen table, she's under my chair. It worked so well that I now no longer can take a break by myself anymore without her pawing under the bathroom door. Thus I call her Nuisance, and she knows both names. Story 41. My cats are called Bonnie and Mocha, but I call them literally anything but that, usually laughing out loud. It's pretty much always just random high-pitched noises, baby talk, and silly nicknames. I also call them things like stupid, stinky, and baby, for example. Just typical cat owner behavior, to be honest. Story 42. Well, our dog's name is Buster, but I call him a variety of things like Bubber, Little Puds, a term of endearment in my language, Little Trolled, also a term of endearment, Little Shit, Stupid, and so on. Story 43. Kimber, we call her Miss Brown, Kevin, or Keyberty Bibberty, like the Liberty Mutual commercial. Mags, Spaniarder, my husband mashed up spay and neuter when asking the rescue if she was, and Fat Fat. Skelly Scooter, Scoots, Skellywags, or just Tiny and Tough. Story 44. The dog Pippa. Pibs, Pibblesnibs, Pittawhip, Whiplet, Stinky Stinkerton, Pubs Boobs, Piddle, PRRP, Piddit, Bibs. The cat, Mavis. Mubs, Bubs, Muzzy, Muzzle Muchlet, Muddle Mups, Maisie, Murplet, Her Royal Highness, Muzz, Muttamuch. Story 45. My big cat is called Luna. She goes by Loops, Miss, Lovely Lady, and Fat Cat. The small cat is called Griffin. He's known as Griff, Beans, Sausage, Pete's, and Shit Cat. Story 46. Dog 1. Atsy, also known as Dobby, Dobdob, Dipsidopsy, Dobby Bob, etc. Dog 2, Olivia, also known as Neen. Dog 3, Javo, also known as Jekyll, Bubba J, Jans. Cat 1, Zorro, also known as Ivan, Burned Muffin. Cat 2, Lovely, also known as Jurgen, she's female, Avi, Lawfully. Story 47. Found him near a Little Caesar's Pizza, so he became Caesar, then randomly just became Puchnickel. And now his name is just Chi. Give it another year or so, his name is just going to be a single letter. Story 48. Urza and Juvia, I call Urza Fluffy Pants or Princess, Maine Coon Mix, and Juvia Squeaky or Fluffy Paws because that is all the sound she makes when meowing. Story 49. Ava, also known as Little Beast, Beastie, Princess, Girly, Baby Girl, Little Girl, Puppy, Pretty Girl, Beautiful Ava, Ava Pudding, Ava Sausage, Pumpkin, My Girl, Dumpling, Big Lump, Dog. Story 50. Her name is Lola, but I call her a variety of things including Bambi, Bambina, Twinkle Toes, Puppy Ups, Lolo, Baby Girl, and Lady Muckleton when she's muddy. Story 51. Rocky Big Head Boy, Rocky Boy, Big Baby, Horn Dog, Rosie Little Girl, Little Mama, Rocket Little Rascal, Superman, Fluffy Friend, Little Boy, Story 52. Government name. Gracie. Other names. What are you eating? Don't roll in that. Boogie Love. Grace Face. Short Stack. Wild Thing. What's on your nose? And newest one is Nosy Biscuit. Story 53. Our dog's name is Brooke, but at one point she got into the habit of shoving her face in deep mounds of grass where other dogs had urinated, leaving her head smelling of urine. So, as sophisticated as we are, we ended up calling her P. Story 54. Our wiener dog is called Herr Erdmann. Erdmännchen, Little Earthman, means meerkat. So basically, he is called Mr. Big Meerkat. But he still behaves like a puppy even though he is an adult dog. That's why his nickname is Erdmännchen, Meerkat. Story 55. My pet Labrador Max passed away in 2016, but I don't ever recall calling him by his assigned name. He had multiple names for me, and all of them were just a jumble of words and letters which randomly came to my mind because he was so incredibly cute. He would always respond. Story 56. Max is Day Day from the cinematic masterpiece, Friday. Salem is Cece Bay, or Salem Renee if she's in trouble. Edie, or Education Department, is Kiki, pronounced Kitty Kitty, in a deep-fried southern twang. BB, Bonnie's Boy, is EB, pronounced in a deep-fried southern twang for itty bitty. Story 57. One of my border collies is called Big Up, but most of the time it's Booby. My second border is called Seven, but gets called TT. He was called Tajuka by his breeder, so it stuck. My old German Shepherd is called Haltess, but gets called Potato. She got fat for a while after getting neutered. I used to call my mom's Doberman Moo Moo, short for move aside, since he was always in the way. Story 58. We have a Lhasa Apso we named Hennessy, and most of the time we still call her by her name, but we also call her Cutie Babe, Nessia, and Nessie. Then we also have a Shih Tzu we named Bailey, and we usually call him by his name, but also Liw, Bailey, and Lively. Story 59. My dogs are Oscar and Daisy. Oscar is also known as Dude, Wiggleman, Buddy, Crown Prince Oscar, Aussie Boy, Dingus, and Shit Eater. Daisy is Lazy Daisy, Princess, Queen, Woman, and Bed Hogger. Story 60. Dog called Turnip, but we call him Piggy Pancakes. Cat called Beetle, but we call him Beetle Baggins or Beetle Shabusiness. Rabbits called Squid and Inky. Story 61. Name versus what we call them. Luna Lou. Magic Fat. Buddy Guy Sexy Man. Ninja Ninji Surly Bitch. Boo Duel Soldier Man Cool Man Sweet Man. Minnie Mouse Snotty. Cooper Cowboy. Gypsy Weasel Tokalosh. Story 62. Lucifer Morningstar. Dark Lord of All. Shortened to Lulu by my mother, she has now become Lulabug, Bug, Bug, Birdie, Lucifera in a German accent, Spawn of Satan, and most recently Space Invader. Story 63. Cat is long-haired, white with black patches. We got him in October one year. The kids named him Cow, but the vet's office misheard, so his official name is Cal. Given the time of year and the fact that his black patches create a 31 on his back when viewed properly, we felt he needed a spookier name. His unofficial name is Boo Radley. He doesn't answer to Boo, Mr. Kitty, or Pretty Meows. He whisper meows on the rare occasions that he meows. When he's mad that he's locked up, he makes audible noises that are more reminiscent of a dog toy than a cat. Story 64. Ferris Bueller is sometimes Fairy, Furbear, and Puppycat because she follows me around like a puppy. Toby is sometimes Tobiathan, Toblerone, and Tobe. Story 65. Cat's name is Sandy. She will only be called Sandy if she intimidates the puppy to the point of shrieking. Other than that, she's Katza or Katzenkind. Older Jack Russell is called Buddy, but often called Baba. The other two dogs go by their given names as they do not respond to nicknames.